Hello everybody, welcome to the channel Out of Ammo, Out of Time. I'm your host, as always, Krabby Terror 8, and here we are in the Investigator Games Elder Signs Omens Edition Season 1 with everybody's favourite physician, Vincent Lee. Yes, and for those of you new to the channel, welcome. What is the Investigator Games, I hear you ask? I can hear it echoing throughout the world. Well, indeed, it's like the Hunger Games. We take each investigator. For here we're talking about Elder Sign Omens, which you can play on your iPad or Steam, probably other platforms, but I'm using the Steam version. And of course you can play it in real life. We take them through true solo, and in Season 1 they're up against Yig. And then once we've taken every investigator through with Yig, we'll then move on to another old one and just keep going forever, I suppose. Yes, so here we are with Vincent Lee, as it says, physician. So you can see he's got his medical bag, although he looks pretty shit scared there. He has 5 mental and physical health, and he has a special ability, which is once per day, Vincent can restore 1 stamina to one investigator of his choice, including himself, which is... I suppose in a team that can be helpful. There are some midnight effects that it means you can probably just ignore that take stamina away, but I have to say as a special ability it's pretty limited, particularly in the easier games, because you don't lose that much stamina normally anyway. So kind of in a way Vincent's going ahead with not really any special abilities at all. And the one that he has is fairly marginal. So that's a bit of a shame for old Vincent, but we will see how he goes. Now, he starts with a common item. No, he doesn't start with a common item, does he? Yes, he starts with a common item, which gives him a yellow glyph. And he also starts with a spell item, which is a Mists of Relay, and of course no money. I think I might have in the last video called these uncommon items. Well, they're not. They're common items. Yeah, these are spell items. Sometimes I forget the names of all these things, but that's all right. So, yeah, let's move to the museum. Here we are. Vincent's in the museum. Day 1, there's Yig ready to roll. Looks like we have no midnight effects to start with, which is very nice. So I think the main thing to do is to go around the house and see what's available. But before we do, I suppose one of the other things I forgot to do was show you the league table. I nearly forgot about that. So yes, here's the league table so far, and we can see a bunch of investigators already doing reasonably well, but some not so well. That's quite a range of performances. So it'd be interesting to see how Vincent goes. I don't expect him to be that high up the table, but we'll see how he goes. So as I said, let's go around the houses, and let's start here with a hallway on fire. Yeah, which might be okay for old Vincent because he can heal some stamina. It's only really a 2 skull effect. But you can end up dying with this one, but it does give you 2 unique items as a consequence. So, but you have to do them in order. So there's a bit of a risk versus return here, but you could quite readily end up with your health quite depleted from it. So I'm a little bit, and also there's the terror effect, so it can be quite nasty. There's a terrible discovery, which is not too bad. A couple of re-rolls and an Elder Sign, so that's not a bad one to kick off with, actually, because you get some extra bits and pieces. When Night Falls is also good, but the downside is quite strong, but you do get some good stuff as a consequence, so we've got a couple of good ones here. The Hidden Passage, wow, that's great. The only problem with the Hidden Passage is you don't get any resources back, so this is a kind of one that you tend to do later in the game because whilst you can get the 2 Elder Signs, it's not giving you anything back, so probably one to keep for a little bit later. Becoming Other is always positive, Again, lots of nice things, but quite hard to do, and it can be a bit of a sanity soak. But if you can pull this one off, you would at least want a red or a yellow glyph to get through this one. That seems okay as well. That's quite a good one. Lights out. Lights out requires a lot, and you don't get much back, and it's quite hard because you've got to do it in order. So whilst it seems okay, it's actually quite difficult to pull off, and there's quite a significant downside to it as well. So there we go. There's that's what we're starting with, and I think with Vincent, probably either A Terrible Discovery or When Night Falls is probably the best place to start. And I'm thinking When Night Falls, rather than just the 2 re-rolls, I think is probably a good place to start. So let's start with When Night Falls. Once the sun set, the distant stars glowered above the dark-tiled roof of the museum. Glowered probably. Okay, so let's bring out a yellow common item for a yellow glyph. We can hold something if we need to, and let's kick off and see how we go. Well, right off the bat, we can do everything here. So we can throw those in, and we can hold the terror effect, which is probably over-egging the sandwich a bit, but I want to make sure I pass it. We didn't need to do that, but that's all right. Okay, there we go. So we get a success. We get some extra bits and pieces, which is very nice, and we're off and running. Okay, so there we go. What do we get? We got Hidden Threat. That's a pretty nice card to get, actually. The only downside is a monster, but I'm liking this because we get some extra stuff and an Elder Sign, so I think we go ahead and do that one. That's a good one. The Hidden Threat. What does it say? Later, all I would recall of the stranger who asked me for the time was the snake around his neck. Well, I guess you would. Okay, so let's go ahead. We've got a re-roll, but let's see how we go with this. Great, there we go. We can chuck in one of the... Do we do that, or do we do the 4? Ooh, that's quite hard, actually. Probably the 4, because that requires 2. Let's go ahead and get the skull. So we just need one more skull. We don't. Let's re-roll it. There we go. We've got everything we need. Not too bad. Not too bad. We're not getting any red glyphs or yellow glyph things, though. It keeps giving us other things, which is a little bit annoying, but that's all right. So far, so good. So far, so good. So what have we got? We've got two... No, that's kind of not great, actually. We've got 2 monster killing things, and we don't need any of those. We've got 4 monies. Is there something we can go for which is relatively easy? That's not. That's not too bad, because even the downside is not the end of the world. No. Ooh, the writing on the wall. Look at that one. That's a really good one, but I would want more resources before I dived into that one. But getting another world would be nice. No, we're not going to attempt that one. So, I'm thinking this one, probably. A Terrible Discovery, which... it's going to be quite difficult for us to get. Or maybe we should buy something. I'm actually thinking we need to buy something. Let's go to the souvenir shop and let's buy ourselves a unique item. I think without it, we're going to struggle a bit, I think. So we've got one opportunity before midnight to do something. Now that we've got the unique item. I mean, we could risk this one and see if we can try... I don't think so. I think it's way too risky. Maybe we should do this one because we'll get the unique item back and an uncommon item. Yes, let's do this one. becoming other. Let's put the unique item in. And it says, for a moment she stared at me in horror, then her eyes changed and she slowly smiled. Ooh. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll this one up. That's a kind of a pretty terrible start, but that's all right. We can throw in that. That was a really terrible start. Let's roll again. Now we can do a lore and a 3. I think that's what we do. So we keep our red card. See how we go. We don't get anything. Oh dear. I'm a bit worried about this now. Oh boy. Oh dear. Oh, we were just one off. Ah dear. Okay, we failed that. Well, we took a doom, which is not terrible, and we lost a stamina, which is fine because we can get it back. But that was all a bit unfortunate. We failed that one. Doom +1 and a monster. So the doom track is keeping pace with us. We can heal ourselves back up to 5. There we go. So what have we got here? And we can heal our sanity back up. So we're back up to where we were. So the only thing we've got is a monster killing thing. Which is this one, Becoming Other, which has now got 2 monsters on it, which is interesting because we can... Let's do this one because this is really interesting. Because what we can do is we can essentially... So what I'm going to do is I can literally kill both of them, but it would be nice to avoid having to... Well, we want to kill this one because this will do a doom, but we might get the skull and the 2 anyway. So let's see how we go. Well, there's the skull. So we got rid of the maniac. Good. So let's roll again, and we get the 2. Cool. Now the problem is if we play the 1, the problem here is that we will take the doom. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to kill the serpent sentry. So that doesn't happen, and we get some resources, and we get an elder sign. So that's nice. That was actually quite good. Okay. So, yeah. So what's Vincent got? He's got, I can turn something into a lore, and he's got a yellow glyph. But it would be good to not really use those. So let's just see what's here. So the hallway on fire is still a legitimate one that we could go with, but not with what we've got. Just because otherwise you could literally die from hallway on fire. A terrible discovery is not bad. It gets you 2 re-rolls. And it's got the lore, so we're kind of already up on the lore, so that would be worthwhile doing. Oh, this one's an interesting one. This one, although we take some sanity, discard all terror glyphs. Yeah, we could do this one because this has got a lore as well, but you've got to do it in order, so it's kind of quite, without a re-roll, this is a bit risky. Hidden passage, well, it's good for 2 elder sign effects, but we want to keep that one. And then there's this one writing on the wall, which if we had some re-rolls would be perfect. So what I'm thinking is, why don't we do this one, Terrible Discovery, and see if we can get these re-rolls without, actually we can keep some of our cards. It would be nice. What was it I saw? I can't say. My mind rebels at the very thought of recalling that which stood before me. I fear madness is truly preferable to a clear memory of that unspeakable thing. So here we go. I might try and see if I can keep our yellow glyph and just see how we go without it. So there we go. We can actually use this. There we go. So we can do that. And then there's the 3. So we managed to save our yellow glyph and not use it, which was very nice. And we succeeded, and we got 2 rerolls and an elder sign. Very nice. So that's good. So let's try and get that one. First of all, let's just see what this one is, the guided tour. That's ordered. It's not too bad. This one's quite a good one to do if you're a bit low on resources. I'm wondering if I should actually do it now, because if we can manage to get through it, the downside, I think we should try and do this because this would really set us up nicely. So let's do the guided tour. This is a good one. The docent shared a number of anecdotes about the museum's own strange history. So I'm going to try and avoid using my resources and just see how we go. And we start with that. So that's the easy bit. Then we need 4. We got the 4. So all we need now is a law. Look at that. Wow. Perfect. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so lots and lots of good stuff now. So I think that's really set us up good. Set us up in a really good way. So what we need to do now is first of all check what this is. So we've got 1 go before midnight. There's something in the basement. Again, that's one you might do when you don't have many resources. But what I'm interested in doing is, if I can find it. Have we seen that one before? Lights out, yes we have. This one. I think if we can do this one, this would be great because we get another world event. So let's see if we can get this one done. And that will set us up for next time. The writing on the wall. The words rewrote my past. Where I had succeeded, they told of my failure and my sudden disappearance. Okay, so I think we put out a yellow glyph for this one, just to be sure. We've got 4 re-rolls, so let's go ahead and do this one. Oh boy. That's why we need the re-rolls. So we will re-roll everything. Do we re-roll everything? I think we do. I think we just go ahead and re-roll everything. It was such a terrible roll. There we go. We got the skull. Oh, we got that, but we didn't get the others. So we're going to have to re-roll again. And I'll put everything in, but we need the skull and the law. That's right, isn't it? Yes, we need the skull and the law. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing there. So we'll keep the law and we'll keep the skull. And we'll re-roll everything else. And there we go, 3, 4, 5, yep. So we got everything. That's why you need the re-rolls for this one. It just, yep. That's great. Okay, so we got a monster out of it, but we also got another world location. And we got another dimension. Another dimension. Okay, so we're into midnight. We've had no midnight effects, he says. We get a monster. So we've got a couple of monsters now on the board. No midnight effects, which is kind of unusual. I don't think we've had a game where we've had no midnight effects. So let's see where we're at now. So Vincent's got lots and lots of things. Lots of stuff. So let's just have a look and go around the houses. So there's another dimension, which is pretty easy actually. It's not that hard to do at all. And give us an elder sign. There's still the good old hallway on fire, which feels a bit risky. There's the ancient relics, which has a monster on it. All right. Medusa exhibit is also an elder sign. Some other bits, but lots of sanity loss. Doesn't feel great. Hidden passage, yeah, that's just 2. Well, I think we keep that aside. What's our money like? Oh, up to 9, so we're already up to 9 money. There's something in the basement. Okay, I mean, that is really relatively easy to do. Lights out. That's hard to do for what you get. Okay, so let's do another dimension. Another dimension. There are many places, many shapes of things that are undreamt of by men. Yeah, and women. So let's have a look here. Do we commit something to this? I think we try and, because it's not too bad, I think we try and do this without those. There we go. That's that. So we've got the first bit. Let's see if we can re-roll and get the law. We don't get a law. Maybe we re-roll. See if we can get it. No. Okay. Let's discard. Let's see how we go. Can we get a law now? Maybe we should keep the 1. Good idea. No. Oh dear. Let's re-roll again. Oh, for goodness sake. Seriously? We're going to fail this? I can't believe it. Oh. Wow. I thought we'd for sure fail that. There we go. We did it on the last roll. That was lucky. Very lucky, Vincent. Okay, so let's have a look here. We got lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. We're halfway through and we can buy one. So I think it's a case of trying to get as many as we can. Well, we could do this one now, I suppose. But the problem is we don't get any other resources. So I feel like when we get to 7, that's probably better. Oh, maybe we should do this one. See if we can get this one done without any, because it would be better to get something new. Let's see how we go. So there we go. There's the maniac gone. There's the law. So we just need a terror now. Well, we could hold a terror, couldn't we? Let's do that. Let's make it easy on ourselves. We'll hold terror. Roll again. Oh, we didn't need to do that, but better safe than sorry. We got some new stuff. Very nice. Okay. Oh, not the... Oh. I think we ended up with the good old gift shop. Ugh. Okay. I think we might need to do this one. We need to... Yeah, let's do this one. I think we'll be okay. We've got lots of resources. Let's commit a yellow glyph to it. Do we need a red glyph? I don't know that we do at the moment. Maybe we should. What do you get? You get it. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I want to make sure I pass it. Okay, so there's the first one. Oh, we take a sanity hit. Okay. Then we will roll again. Oh, we didn't. Oh, okay. I should have maybe held the law. There we go. Got the law. Maybe I hold a 3 so that we roll this and we get the 7. There we go. There we go. Lots of stuff. Okay, we're up to 6 now. So, but another monster appears. Okay, we've still got lots of stuff. Let's have a look. Let's just go around again. So we got the hallway on fire. I'm not going to mess with that. Ancient relics. I mean, we could kill the monster and then, you know, kind of finish it and get some extra resources, but we don't need that at the moment. The gift shop, forget the gift shop. Okay, that will get us to 8. And we would just, yeah, so we'll keep that one aside. Here we go. Haunted by a shadow of figure. Well, this is easy. Except you don't want to get too many terrors, but I think we go with this one. If we can, wow, this feels too good to be true. This one, this is, wow, okay, let's do it. This is like, I don't think we even need that. Let's just go ahead and do this. And there we go. We get it first time. That seemed incredibly easy for what you get. That was way tilted in that way. So there we go. We I think we're down to the last bit now. We'll just get through this midnight effect. We'll probably get a doom or something. We do get a doom. There we go. 3 doom. So all in all, pretty good. So all we need now is 3 more elder signs. So there's a double elder sign here somewhere that we can start with. Ha. Are there any other double elder signs? No, there's not. So let's just go ahead and do this one, because after that we can just buy the last. We can throw everything we want at it. Let's give ourselves a yellow glyph. Let's give ourselves a red glyph. Let's go ahead and give ourselves everything. 3. Can we kill the... Yes, we can kill the cultist of Yig. We can throw in the 3. Oh, pity we can't hold that wild card. That's all right. So then we need the skull and the 3. Skull and the 3. So all we need now is just 1 law. There it is. Done. There we are. Done and dusted. There's the passage. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, with our final. I think Vincent Lee did really, really well, considering he doesn't. We'll just buy the last elder sign. Considering he doesn't have a special ability, he actually did pretty well. We only failed 1 scenario, I think, there. So if we have a look, he did that in only 13 turns. There was still 7 doom down on the table. So I don't know why this says empty doom slots is 5. I don't know why it just doesn't seem to do that properly. But I think he did pretty well. So well done, Vincent. So that's brilliant. You'll be able to see how he's performed in the league table after this video. Now next time, we'll just bring it up. Next time we'll be going through the Investigator Games Elder Signs edition with Yig. With who are we going to choose this time? Let's have a look. Whoops. There's Vincent. So the next person is Mandy Thompson. Mandy Thompson, researcher, and we will see how she goes in the Investigator Games Elder Sign Omens edition. Until that time, I'm Krabby Terror 8. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.